Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, Derek Fisher, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan. We'll hear from Mike Trudell in a little bit. Allie working remotely as well. Lakers get the win. They're 2-1 on the East Coast road trip. Back to 500. AD plays. LeBron was huge. Another good night from the bench as well. Lakers basically win every quarter. Big game outside of the fourth. Some late buckets by Brooklyn. A solid game from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, despite Brooklyn being without, obviously, two key players, the Lakers came with their concentration and with the effort they needed. I thought the defense at the beginning, the effort, the energy was in the defense. And I thought, they had steals, they had fast break points, and they were able to establish, AD early, get him going. So, Brooklyn a little short, but I did like the effort. They're moving in the right direction as far as connecting defensively and trying to, get that going.
And guess what? I do not feel badly for Brooklyn at all. Being a little shorthanded. Welcome to our world. Let's go back to Brooklyn. AD is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Anthony Davis, after 17 games missed, you come back tonight. Wonder, first of all, physically, how did you feel?
I felt great. In the first 4 minutes, my wind was fine, and, that adrenaline goes away. Then your chest started hurting a little bit. To the next three, I was a little winded, but after that, I was fine. Just trying to fly around. Got some good looks, didn't go through, but try to do it on the defensive end to help my team. But physically, I felt fine. The knee felt fine. Get ready for Philly.
There were several different moments, AD, where you guys were able to create some separation. Most recently, that stretch with LeBron had the two NFL safety-type interceptions to lead it. What have you seen from him while you were out, and what are you doing to complement him and kind of reemerge as that duo together?
The way the team have been playing is unbelievable. Even though we lost some, the way they're playing is great, especially 6. He's playing out of his mind, scoring at all 3 levels, taking over games, and, he did that tonight. Especially with the 2 steals. Just try to feed off of him. Not try to come back and do my part, but not try to, overdo it, do too much, and mess up the rhythm that the team has been going. Just trying to, work my way in. I think I did that tonight. Took shots when it was there, but, try to play the same style of basketball that been ranking us top in the league offensively in this stretch. So just trying to do my part to continue to play with a great pace and have my presence.
Last thing for you is Melo gives you the towel there, AD. You played without the traditional bigs tonight. Frank had hinted at that. LeBron playing some backup center. What did you think of that? How do you think that could help you guys moving forward?
Spacing. If we do that, then obviously me, Bron, Melo and Stan have to do a great job on the boards. Doing what bigs do. Obviously, I'm accustomed to that, being a big. Melo, Bron a little bit, Stan as well. So, there's gonna be times where we need those guys. Maybe like next game in Philly with Joel and B. DJ and Dwight, might play. So, they're great professionals and always stand ready.
Appreciate it, AD.
Thank you, Mike.
A win for the Lakers. They get back to 500. They're now 24. Anthony Davis returns to the Lakers. That's the top story. I do want to mention, great job by LeBron, of course. We'll get to him, Malik and Carmelo. Fast break points, season high 27. They did it with 12 steals and 9 blocks, so they did it defensively tonight. But we do have to start with AD. Fish, and I'll start with you. Foul trouble a little bit there, but what a great start to the game with the dunk. He had 3 blocks in the first 7 minutes, 4 blocks total. He mentioned to Mike he didn't want to disrupt what was going on offensively with his team. A little bit of rust for sure around the basket, but that's okay. AD's presence out there, how did he impact this game?
Well, the Lakers have struggled defensively, mightily in his absence. And so his presence on the court right away in terms of blocking shots, and not just the blocks that we have recorded on the stat sheet, but after he deters a few shots, like guys are more reluctant to go in towards the paint, right? So he also starts to demoralize the opponent, knowing that they start to think about, I can't get to the basket as freely. James Harden sees number 3 in the gold jersey, like on that highlight there, he's gonna come over. So it changes the way teams have to think about offensively attacking the Lakers compared to what they've done over the last few weeks. Gives teammates confidence. And some of those same mistakes and breakdowns and communications that everybody's been talking about, like he erases those. And that's what big guys do that are great rim protectors and shot challengers. And it's great to have him back on the court.
And Big Game, I asked you in the pregame show what you would be looking for. And it was maybe the way he attacked. He gets that lob dunk to start off the game. Switching on to a guy like James Harden, being aggressive defensively, coming from the weak side to the strong side to block a shot. Seems like you saw all those things.
Yeah, he was active. He didn't have any hesitation in his motion, very fluid. I didn't see him, dragging his leg or any type of hampering like that. He seemed to have a little bit of stamina issues that he mentioned, but that's to be expected. Overall, that dunk, when I saw that first dunk, I was like, okay, yeah, he seems to be okay. So, yeah, he passed the test as far as moving and, getting up and down the court and being active.
Yeah, just last week, he had that big, kind of bulky brace on the knee when he was shooting around before games. You're thinking, what is that? It's like a football offensive lineman type of brace. Obviously, he looked really good in that department. Kind of funny to hear him say, he was a little winded after the adrenaline wore off after the first few minutes of the game. That's to be expected. It's not like he had a bad thumb that cost him a month and a half or a wrist injury. He has not been able to work out because it's obviously a sprained MCL. So the fact that he was able to come back, play, 20-plus minutes, and look really good defensively, and what a boost for the Lakers. 8-time All-Star back in action. You can sense it kind of lifting the rest of the team.
I don't think it's coincidence either that they have their season high in fast break points tonight. 10 of those came in the first quarter. They had 20
All right, Anthony Davis.
and ended up with 27. A lot of that because of the blocks and the defense and the Lakers getting out in transition. Let's switch gears to LeBron James. Billy and Stu were talking about it. You're just running out of ways to talk about greatness here in year number 19. AD mentioned to Mike Trudell watching from the sideline at what he was doing offensively. LeBron himself said this week, one of the best offensive zones I've ever been in. Big Game James, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. 22nd 30-point game this year. That's an NBA high. 18 straight 25-plus games, and he was 12 for 12 from 2 until that last shot in the last minute of the game.
How many minutes, Geeter?
How many minutes did he give you? 34, Big Game.
34. Okay. Be nice to get that down to like 29, but look, LeBron is not distracted by everything that's been going on with the Lakers. He sees the big picture. He continues to do what he has been doing for 19 years, and that's lead and try to keep the team focused on, the big picture until they get some players back. Amazing athlete, still in great shape, and just, I'm sure happy to get AD back. As you see him playing a little football safety there, anticipating the passing lane. So when you have a leader like this who's done it before and continues to, put up these type of numbers, Gita, that's only a good sign going forward.
Yeah, man, there's no way to really describe it from a basketball perspective. The way I'm thinking about this is like, how sometimes the little brother thinks he can challenge the big brother at some point, as he gets older.
I have an older brother.
And LeBron is like the big brother that just never gets too old to be gotten.
Yeah.
He's too big, too strong.
Yeah.
And when he is, you won't see him anymore.
Yeah, there's nothing that these guys can physically do to slow him down. He just has to have an off night, or, maybe the ball isn't going in. Maybe he is a little fatigued on a certain night, so he doesn't have that explosiveness around the rim, but there isn't anything defensively anybody can do. He's seen all the coverages, all the assignments. It's really just a matter of, how the game is going to flow. But right now, he's going to end up with 25 to 30 points without trying too hard. And the game looks easy, for him right now. And now you just need the team to keep the wins coming.
Prez, I think to the third quarter when the Nets made that run and got it to within 2 or 3, and there was 2 possessions in a row, LeBron on the wing, ISO, jab step, hits that 17-footer back-to-back, and all of a sudden leads back up to 6 or 8. Same thing in the fourth quarter. Lakers are, 0 for 8, 0 for 9 to start that quarter. All of a sudden he's playing football. He's picking balls off and going down and dunking. He's just whatever role you need him in, he's giving that to him.
Hey, he was not going to let AD's return get spoiled by another road loss. All right. And by the way, Lakers 2-1 on this 6-game trip, so some pretty good. It's a pretty good start for them. You mentioned the fast break points, 27 for the team, the most that they've had this year, and they're a pretty good fast break team. They were 4th in the NBA coming into tonight. And LeBron, 2 huge fast break buckets halfway through the fourth quarter. Lakers up 11.